Okay everybody, this is the battery cartridge for the ParkZone Sport Cub. Brand new little aircraft. I don't own one yet, but I plan to very shortly. So a friend of mine volunteered his aircraft for the prototype install, which you can see also on the website, probably right next to this video. To the right, let's say. Okay, so first we're going to start with 4, 5, 6, 7 parts plus magnets. We're going to dry fit everything, and so I can show you how it goes together. Pretty simple. Let's hope. So let's start with these two pieces. The F's letters. The F letters go forward towards the motor, same as always, same as it ever was. The side rails go in, also with the F facing forward. Let's put it down so you can see it, not just me. How about that? And that's pretty much it for the subfloor. This is the subfloor, and these two things are the side rails. They receive the tray, or the shuttle. I forget, well, not forget, but I don't know what to name it yet. I guess it's a shuttle that slips in here and drops into these two slots and then slides forward. And then it'll eventually be retained by two magnets. So this goes at the flush back end, or the back end, and flush with the subfloor. This little piercing piece, I'm going to call it the foam retainer. It has two screws in it that match up to the two screws below here. So this part, well, these two parts, when they get it glued up, goes into the aircraft, and then this part slides in between these and here, and then slides into the foam, and those two screws go in. You'll find those in the kit also. So that gives the back end of the subfloor purchase or an attachment to the foam of the aircraft. Okay, so that doesn't get glued in, that just gets screwed in. These two screw holes up front here and here, wow, let's see if you can see that. Let's try a tricky zoom here. As usual, too much zoom. Zoom never does anybody any good. Okay, so these two screws here, that screw hole and that screw hole, you pre-drill into the cross member of the that's already in the aircraft. It's a plastic thing that goes across near the struts for the do one at a time so you can get an eye on it. CA seems to be working pretty good. And just run a bead along the side, both sides. And put your eye on it. You want to make sure it's 90 to the ply, or 90 to the subfloor. See that? So you just want to line it up so things are square, and that's 90 to the subfloor. Okay? And you can squirt it with kicker if you want to. I usually like to because it's faster that way. Be sure it's fully seated, end to end, and squirt. And there we go. That is the subfloor composite. Consists of two side rails and the subfloor. Okay? For the bottom deck. It screws to the aircraft. It screws because you can take it in and out. You know, you can take all this out. And for instance, you need to, if you're putting floats on your plane, you're going to need to take this out, put the floats in, put this back in, and I've heard from one guy, or I think he mentioned that it's easier to deal with the battery, or the battery's a little difficult to deal with after you get the float struts on. I guess they'd be right here. and the battery tray is a little, or the lid, or the hatch is a little difficult to deal with. So hopefully this eases that. Okay, so that's the finished part there. This little guy, I like to do it like this. This is going to go in there like that, and line these two things up like this. And I take the magnets, which are supplied in the kit, drop them into the holes, like so. You got to get them aligned right to each other. Well, and the other part, just slap them on there and see. Whoa! Hang on. I'm searching there. And separate them. Right. Okay. Let's be smarter than it is, or they are. They're difficult at times. Okay, here. So I'm going to glue these in. Okay, so there's a finished part, there's a finished part. So that's going to screw to here. Actually, it's going to go right there. And you're going to put this in the aircraft battery bay. You're going to slide it forward into the foam wall and put two screws in these two holes. Kit comes with 4. So it shouldn't snap out of there, so they should go on there nicely like so. Okay, yeah, it's going to provide lots of tension. Okay, so this goes in there like that, goes in the plane. This drops in there like that and slides forward, and that's just about how to put it together. Also comes with 2 little fences, and that's what we're going to call them fences. Doesn't matter, they don't have an F on them, so it doesn't matter which way they go. But they're just to provide extra spacing for your battery. If you buy several cartridges, which a lot of guys like to do, then you can place them in ahead and behind your battery, however big your battery is. I think it'll fit it. It's I think I tested a 2200 in it, and another guy had a 3200 in it, 3-cell. I think I saw online this morning. Pretty big battery for a little tiny plane, but if you can fit it and it still flies, go for it. Anyway, that's the construction of it, and this will slide back, come out. Okay, we're going to screw this piece so you can see it in its entirety to the floor. It's easy if you start it's easier if you start the screws outboard of it, and just get them so you can feel the tip of it. I'm going to use 1/4" screws here because this is going to sit on the desk, and I'm going to take pictures of it, and so it'd be best if there were shorter screws, and they won't be protruding out of the bottom. But what the kit will contain is 3/8" screws. Because you'll have the room below it, and also to be able to reach the cross member here and get through it. The cross member is plastic. It's stock in the plane, and it will remain. You're gonna have to pre-drill. Just run a pin through this hole, through these little screw holes here and here, just to start a hole in the plastic. Or better yet, run a small 050 drill or 035 drill, whatever small drill you have, or a hot pin through here into the plastic. That'll open up a hole in the plastic to receive these screws at the front. The back, we slide this in here and we put that there, and you make sure this edge is flush with the deck here, with the subfloor. You make this edge flush, and the screw holes will line right up, and down you go. Okay, and that's all you're going to need. This end is going to be protruded into the foam, and you're set. So I recommend that you take the shuttle that you're going to strap your battery to, and sand the edges, you know, deburr it, because if you do that, it works better all the way around. You know, we call it deburring in the machining industry. Just, you know, ease the edges, you know, no big deal. Take them, do them at both ends, or do the shuttle at both ends. This here, up top. It just works easier, you know, all the way around if everything's deburred. This video's getting long and it doesn't need to be, so. Like to deburr that edge, or put a small chamfer on it. It'll clear the screws a little bit easier at the back. Alright. It wants to grab hold of those magnets, so it's going to naturally slip forward and backwards. Okay, so we've got a 1300 strapped to the tray with the 2 Velcro straps that'll come with the kit. It backs out of there, and that's how it goes in. You line up the slots, move it forward, and you're in. Moving it back and forth fast, it's pretty solid in there. It's doesn't seem like it'll come out of there. And once the hatch is shut, extra protection, you're there. So it's easier to get it in and out of the plane. If you have, you know, a couple different cartridges or shuttles, right? Place it in there, hook up your battery, and you're ready to go. There you go. You're all ready to go. So it drops in there, drops into the tray. There you have it. Quick change-o. 1300. You know, you figure out your CG and you place your, you know, you write on the tray what it is, what slot you have it in. Up front, that'd be number 1 slot. There you go. Quick change battery. Just about that fast.